Hello everybody, I'm Data Gen Vex and welcome to
Really Random!
So what is really random? I'm betting is the first question on your mind. Well, really random is something I pretty much just came up with. Because as usual, I was sitting in the situation where I wanted to make a vlog and I had absolutely no clue what I wanted to say in it. You'd be surprised how often that happens. But not just when I'm doing vlogs, when I'm doing articles for my blog as well. Yes, I'm still doing those, and yes, it is getting harder every time I have to make a video or realize that I'm falling behind on either videos or blog. Either way, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about something fun and different and, just some kind of a random topic. I needed something. So, after giving it a bit of thought, I thought I might look at random vlog topic generators. Believe it or not, there's not a single bloody vlog generator, topic generator out there that I could find at all. I mean, seriously, untapped market much? Don't steal that idea. That's my idea. If anybody is going to make a random vlog topic generator, it's me. Okay? Good. Anyway, so what I did instead was I found a blog topic generator. Now, I don't use those for when I do my blog posts. When I do those, I actually sit here and go, oh my god, what the hell am I going to write about today? Ugh. No. I still actually think about those and find the topics and do the research and everything myself, with a little help from my friends. But I thought about, generators aren't always very accurate things. No matter how good the algorithms are, you can't always get them perfectly accurate. So I figured, well, some fun things might come of this. Now, I tried out a couple of generators and I settled on one where you have to put in 3 nouns and then it spits out 5 different topics that you could write about if you were a blogger. So obviously some of them would be really weird if picked for a vlog, but anyway, that's the whole point. That's why we're calling this really random. So because I didn't really have any other way to do it, I chose 3 different nouns. I stuck them into the generator and this was the result. So what I want to do in future is I want you guys to on these videos, on the really random videos, which I'm going to try and do once a week, I want you to leave 3 nouns of your choice in the comments below, which would make it a lot easier for me because, believe it or not, sometimes I still forget what nouns are. I language great, ne? So you can leave me nouns in the bottom, and then the day after I will gather a couple of nouns and I will stick them into the generator. It will spit out topics. I will post those in a poll on Twitter. You guys can then vote for whatever you want me to vlog about in the next really random. Today, however, I couldn't do that because the idea just occurred to me and I wanted to record it now. So I chose one at random and the winner is this one. Today we're going to be talking about what gaming will be like in 100 years. Well, now there's an interesting topic for a gamer and gamers if there ever was one. Because what will gaming be like in 100 years? I mean, games have advanced so much just in the last, 40 years alone. I mean, the first real game that I know about that was developed for a computer or a computer-like device, and I'm not talking about consoles now, was Tetris. The original Tetris, which was just a green, black background and a green falling bric-a-bracs, and that was that. And how games have improved between then and like the mid 90s, and then from the mid 90s to like mid 2000 and, you know, before 2000, like 2005, 2006, 2007. And then how games have developed after that. I mean, graphics, the quality of graphics have become amazing. You've got VR. I mean, the level of gaming has just gone straight through the roof. And I would kill still to actually do VR one day. Anyway, and it's not just for PC, it's consoles as well. I mean, these days new consoles are coming out all the time. And hell, it happens so often that just to give consoles a little bit more time as a valid option, some games are made specifically just for those consoles. Like, I believe my brother has an Xbox, and I think he still has a PS. I'm not sure, but one of their PSs, and I don't do consoles, so excuse me if I don't know diddly squat about them. I'm not a console gamer, and if that puts you off, I'm sorry. I don't get consoles, and even less, I really don't get the controller thingamabob. It just screws me up completely. So I'll stick to my mouse and my keyboard and I'll be happy. But with all the advancements that's been made in games, I mean, where are we going next? Graphics can continue to get better until it's like pretty much just movie quality, you know, all the time. It's real life quality all the time. With some of the live action scenes in games are already reaching the point where it's almost live action quality, you know, where it's reality quality. And VR, even though they don't have the, you know, the best graphics, most games that is made for VR, it's still, you know, it tricks your brain enough that it feels real enough, which is worrying. Not worrying in a bad way. It's just, you know, where do we go next? What's going to happen when VR games become like walking through a movie or walking around in real life? Things are already going a bit insane. Now, I don't want to say we're reaching, you know, that point where you can no longer advance. I know there's a technical name for it. I used to know it. I'm drawing a blank. Just me from the future, please put the technical term for that over here if you would. Right here? Yes? Have you done it? Sweet. So, I know there are technical terms for this stuff, and I know that there's a point where a lot of theorists say we won't be able to advance any longer, technology-wise or otherwise. But aside from that, I mean, I'd like to think that there would be some really cool advancements still left in gaming for us as a gamer. What can I imagine the future of gaming to be like? The first thing that really pops into my head is the holodecks. I'm not talking about the early holodecks, you know, I'm talking about the multi-story Voyager level holodecks, where they could just leave them running and, you know, the characters and stuff would develop their own personalities. And I'm thinking that could be the future of games, where things get that real. And you don't just play the game, you actually become part of the game. At least where VR type games are concerned. And I think that a lot of games probably will move towards VR. There are some games that you probably can't do that with, strategy games and the like, you know, like StarCraft and this or that. But I'm pretty sure you can bring those to a level where it would be just like moving things around in real life. You know, talk about feeling like a god. Anyway, so that's like VR and that kind of thing where I see that going. But I mean, what about games that are, you know, like arcade-ish type games and those things? Are we gonna have, you know, are you gonna start flying real airplanes and shooting down dummy targets? You know, is it gonna become so affordable that you can actually do that as a game? Or, you know, something robots, you know, that little robot game where you and the head goes boing, that game. Well, imagine, you know, you can go and you can do that in like a Jaeger, if you've seen, or like Real Steel, or what is that movie's name? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Pacific Rim. So you can have like smaller robots like Real Steel, or these gigantic robots like Pacific Rim that you control, and you play, fighting matches. That's your new kind of fighting style games. You can go play golf on the moon or tennis on Mars. I don't know what the future of games will be like in 100 years. Now, I also know that some of you might think, really, golf on the moon, giant robots. Well, take this into account, okay? When the space race started, people didn't think we'd ever be able to put people on the moon. But technology went from not being able to do it at all to doing it in 20 years, 30 years? Okay. And, from the advent of PC games to where we are now, like I said, it's also about 30 years. So if companies or countries, and it's just games, so it probably won't happen that way. But if companies or countries really decided to go for it and really put everything into it and go nuts, we might actually have really scary, amazing games, or scarily amazing games in 30, 40 or 50 years. Never mind 100 years. Who knows where we will be in 100 years. So what do I think games will be like in 100 years? Conclusion, I think we'll be playing VR games and holodecks, and MMOs and RPGs and VR decks and holodecks, where you actually have to remember to turn on the safety so that you don't really die in the game. Or that the quality and the realism of games on PCs and computers and consoles will reach a point where it's live action, where it's movie. It's recording of life, not just, graphics. And I've often wondered if we're not able to do that already, but people don't want things to be too real. They want to be able to fawn over the quality of the graphics, not about how real it is. The moment that it becomes real, you start complaining that it's not real enough or that it's too real. But as long as it's still gamified a bit, you can fawn over the quality of it. That's just my personal anyway. But yeah, there are people who are working towards building a colony on Mars, and people who theorize about whether or not we'll be living on the moon, or having a moon colony within a couple of decades. So if gaming follows the trend, and if somebody makes sure that games stay, on par with how technology is developing and can develop, then I think we could really reach like a sky high or a whole new frontier with gaming. And since I think I still have a good 70 or 80 years minimum in me, I would very much like to see us reach that point. I'll still be gaming when I'm 100 and 120 and 150 years old. And yes, I will outlive you all. That one's just for you, Peck. But yeah, who knows? There's theories about being able to download your brain into an AI, into a robot. So we might end up having no need for games, as we do, as we pull something like surrogates. And because we don't have real bodies that can't get hurt, it's just robots and avatars. Life itself could become a game. And that is a seriously depressing thought, because life should be for living. Games should be for games, and life should be for living. And, that took a turn. Anyway, so yeah, I think that does it for this week's Really Random. I hope you enjoyed me talking about this topic completely out of the blue. But remember now, if you want to make suggestions for next week's Really Random, leave 3 nouns down in the comments below and they will get a shot at being put into the generator to go up for vote for next week's Really Random. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to hit the like button down below and leave us a comment. Remember, Sunday is Q&A day, so if you've got any questions, please put them down below. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye! Now I feel lightheaded. Oi!